everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tetelo for those of you who don't know, and I'm here to let you know that it's tea time. Today's video will consist of a makeup tutorial. There I showed you in the beginning, I'm starting with a clean, fresh face. The only thing that I do apply on my face is sunscreen and Vaseline. I am applying Zambac over my lips to keep them moisturized throughout my routine. And the next thing we're going to go in, or rather the first thing we're going to go in with, is our Yardley Translucent powder. I use this to set my face because I do apply Vaseline on my face. I don't want to look oily when I do apply my foundation and everything else that I will apply on my face. So this mattifies my skin and it keeps the makeup on my face for longer. So I do apply it with a beauty blender. You can use a brush, whichever one is fitting for you. In the background, I am playing some of my favorite old school tracks, rather throwback piano tracks, and just house music in general throughout the years of my existence, which is not that long. But yes, I am jamming to that, and it's quite a nice feeling to do stuff with music on. Come on, guys, come on, especially if it's your throwbacks. I will. Next, we're going to move on to my eyebrows. I did brush them out, and right now what you saw on screen is the Soft and Free Styling Gel, which yes, you do use for your hair. I use for my eyebrows as well, just a little teeny bit on my eyebrows. Thank God to my parents for full eyebrows because I don't need any product on them except for the gel to hold them down. So that's what I use, and go back in with the brush until I'm satisfied with how they look. I don't tweeze or microblade or shape my eyebrows in any form or manner. I don't know how to do that, and I've never been to a person to do that. Next, we're going to go in with our 3 concealers and contouring sticks from LA Pro Girl. If I am going too fast, I will leave all the products that I use down in the description box, so head over to check them out there. Everything you do see in this video can be purchased in the country and at clicks or discounts, so it's easily accessible and you do not need to search hard for them or break your bank balance for them either. I use the shade Toffee in my LA Pro Concealer stick. It's a creamy contour. It applies very easily. I use a very small brush so I can control what I'm doing because it is under my eyes. I will, hey. Next, we're going to use the same concealer stick in the shade Toffee and put it all over your lid, your eyelid. This will help be a base for your eyeshadow and everything else you will apply on your eyes. I am applying now on the top part of my eyebrows to do the same thing I did under my eyebrow, which is just shape and contour and conceal and do everything you need to do to your eyebrows so they look snatched. I start from the third of my eye and I drag it out further and further and further until I'm done at the end. I do not start right in the beginning because you do want a natural effect to your eyebrows when you're done concealing them. By the way, Black Motion is rather one of my favorite artists of all time. They are fantastic, and this is one of my favorite songs by them, and we'll see amazing stuff. After you've applied your concealer, blend everything until it is smooth. One thing about makeup, you need to blend. I don't care how tired your arm is or your hand is, girl. Blend. Next, you're going to take the same concealer we used for your eyebrows and your eyelid, in the shade Toffee if you forgot, and you're going to apply it under your eyes. Now, I know there's some people that might say that this is a lot of concealer, but I've got huge dark circles under my eyes, and I've got scarring as well from my pimples, so I try and cover all of that up, and it helps me not to use a lot of my foundation. So I use minimal foundation while using I don't buying concealer all the time, but foundation Rimmel is not cheap, yo. Rimmel is not cheap. So the coverage does come from the concealer, which is great. You're gonna apply it just under your eyes, all around your cheekbone, or above your cheekbones rather, just where your blush goes. And you're gonna leave the area directly under your eyes open for a lighter shade of concealer. You're gonna apply the same shade on your nose as well. And you're gonna apply it on your mustache. And then you're just gonna take a brush and blend. Do not take a beauty blender at this point. Just find out the fine lines or the harsh lines on your areas that you did apply the concealer. You don't want it to be blend, because after this you're gonna let it sit. You're gonna let it sit for as long as you can. So just take a little brush, the same brush you used for your eyebrows is fine, and just make sure there's no fine lines when you're setting it. Then you're gonna take your other concealer in the shade Warm Honey. This is the lightest concealer shade I have used, so it gives you a nice bright under eye, and you're gonna apply it in the areas that you left open first, and you're gonna let it sit. There should be a visible difference between your first concealer and your second concealer, so that you know the one that you use in the inner corner of your eyes actually brightens them up. Then you're gonna just give it time to sit while you do the rest of your face. Next up is foundation. I use the foundation Rimmel London, the 25-hour lasting foundation in the shade Almond. My skin tone is almond. It took me a while to find a foundation that fit me right. Yo foundation ki scam luna. Our makeup ki scam, but scam every day. But anyways, this is my shade. It is perfect for me, just full coverage for me, and it covers everything that I needed to cover for me at the price that it is. It is amazing. Very affordable product, very long lasting, like I said, and I've been using it for about 2 years now, and I'm not gonna look back, guys. It's chai. I'm not gonna look back. So all the knowledge I have about makeup, I am self-taught through YouTube, tutorials, Google, and just watching people do makeup and applying it on myself as well, practicing on other people as well. Shout out to my friends and family who let me do that. And yeah, it's all self-taught, but I always say that it starts with you. Everybody has different properties, different faces, different features, and different things work for the whole lot of us. And that is why I'm thankful that the makeup game has changed so much. It has broadened so much, because everybody, like, to each their own. I might be using Rimmel, you might be using another brand, and it might be doing wonders for you. So whichever one works for you, just find your comfort zone, find your comfort spot, and from there practice on yourself and do the most. I applied my foundation with a brush, and then I went in with a beauty blender for an effortless look. Now I'm applying my contour. I'm gonna use my LA Pro Girl stick again in the shade Dark Cocoa for my contouring. I applied it by my cheekbones and by my smile bones for a more snatched and snizzled look. Please do apply it on your nose as well for a more snizzled look once again. Next, I have up my favorite palette in the entire world, which is my Sephora all-in-one palette. My dad got this for me in Barcelona. This is the only thing in this video that you won't find locally, but everything else you can. And it's got so many shades. I don't know how many it is. It's got a blush palette, a contouring palette, highlighting palette, and lipstick. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me, honestly. The best thing that has ever happened to me. So the eyeshadow in this palette does not have names, so I'm just gonna explain what colors I'm using. I used a dark brown color on the outer parts of my eye, and I'm going in with a lighter brown, which I'm going to use as a transition shade over my eyelid, all over my eyelid. Remember when we applied the concealer in the beginning? Look how seemingly that eyeshadow is applying. It makes all the difference in the world. It's not going to break up, and it's going to stick right on where you need it to. Relying on primer and translucent powder and or fix and setting spray alone to keep your makeup intact is not enough. You need to apply more products and just make sure that everything is set. More product does not mean a lot of product, it just means more product in that area. And then you're going to set your contour right before setting your concealer, starting with your nose. After all that, you're going to take your concealer again in the shade Toffee and go back and conceal your contouring. So to remove any harsh lines or any separation, just go back in with that shade in Toffee. With this step, you can go back in with your foundation, but I like having a snatched look, so I'm going to go back in with my concealer on my chin as well. So there you have it, gorgeous girls worldwide. I do not highlight or conceal on my forehead simply because I feel like I do not need to. I don't consider myself to have a big forehead, so there's no need to make my forehead shorter than it already is. After blending your concealer out and all the areas that you highlighted, everything should be coming together. Yo. Anyways, false alarm, that's fixed up. Everything should be coming together. Your face should have been brought to life by everything that you put on. And now we're going to set the concealer under your eyes and on your nose and on your chin. It is the LA Girl Pro powder. I love this. It's in the shade Banana Yellow. So I use it along with my Yardley Translucent powder. They do wonders. You're going to apply it everywhere where you applied concealer for the same reason, to make it sit in place, not move, not crack or do anything of that sort, or melt in the sun or anything, Gonna look nice and snatched. Apply it everywhere except where you put on your foundation and your contour. This might look like a lot, but it's not. There was just a lot of excess product on the powder brush beauty sponge thingy that I used. I don't know what to call it, but we will dust off the excess soon, so don't worry about it. And now this palette, I don't know what it's called, but I got it from my mom like years ago when I started with my makeup when I was like 13 or something, I don't know. And it doesn't have a name, but I do think it is Clinique. I'm gonna use some of the shades in there. I used the more brown shade in the palette. I'm going for a soft glam kind of natural look, so I don't want a lot of color on my eyeshadow palette, but also I wanted an everyday look as well. If I am going somewhere, this is my typical quick look that I do. And I do like the earthier tones on my skin. I think they melt in beautifully and give me a glowy melanin type of look. Like I look nice and, you know, like a black princess after I do my makeup in these shades. Then I will select a lighter shade of gold and just apply it in my inner corner for a more brighter look. And then after that, just go in with a more fluffier brush and just connect everything, blend everything, make sure that nothing is separated and everything looks together and snatched. Love it. We're not even done yet, but look at the girl's face. Haibo, haibo, ha. We're gonna go in with our blush next. This is where you set your contour. Well, this is where I set my contour. I set it with blush. I don't set it with a bronzer or whatever it's called. I don't even know what's it called. To show that I've never had it at home. A little bit embarrassing, but anyway. And then you're going to use the rest of the two shades on that palette. They are contouring powders, but you can use them to set. They're a little bit too light for me to contour with, so I use them to set my face and remove the excess powder from the LA Girl Pro Powder Setting Powder. Oh, one thing, all the pretty girls know that there is no such thing as too much blush. Whoever says that is lying. You're lying. After smoothing out all those products, you're going to go in one last time with your translucent powder to set. The first one you baked, now you're gonna set. This step isn't necessary if you don't want to, but I do not want any creasing at all in this heat under my eyes, so I go in with this last extra step and just make sure everything's in place. After that, we're gonna go in with a pink shade for my under eye in my waterline. You don't need to do this, I just felt like adding this because just I like things. I'm gonna go back in my palette, eyeshadow palette, and go in with a gold bright shade and just add it in my inner corners for the same effect, to have a popping eye inner eye and just look like a hot girl, One day the faces we make when we're applying makeup, angas. Last but not least, you're going to add some highlighter. So luckily in my big box of makeup from Sephora, there's next to the blush palette is a shiny blush palette as well. So it's the same color as my blush, it's just highlighter. I hope that makes sense. That's what I use to apply. We no longer use that gold stuff on our cheeks. Okay, it's 2022 now. Go back into the Clinique palette that my mom gave me and just use an extra shade of brown for that melanated kind of effect that we're going for. And then we're gonna do our eyelashes now. I don't apply eyelashes on a regular day, so I'm just gonna use mascara for this one. I'm gonna use my Essence mascara and my Clinique mascara, which you can't really see. I use both mascaras for my eyelashes, starting with the smaller one, which is the Clinique one. That one gives me volume and product on my eyelashes, and then the Essence one, which is the larger brush, gives me a more fanned out look and more volumized look on my eyelashes. So because I'm not wearing any false lashes, I'm gonna need all the help I can get from this mascara to give my eyelashes the huge and full effect they need. What a face. What a mundoza. Aibo. Next, we're going to use the Essence Keep It Perfect Makeup Fixing Spray. This is the most perfect setting spray for me. It mattifies, but it doesn't make me look dry. It makes me look moist and humid at the same time. It makes me look amazing. I absolutely love it. It doesn't mattify things to a point where I look like a scarecrow, but it doesn't make me oily either. It's just perfect. And then we're going to use the lipstick palette from my Sephora box makeup thing, and I'm gonna use the brown lip liner from Black Opal. I always line my lips. This is an essential in the makeup routine. Essential. As you can see, I'm going to use the only shade I use in this lipstick palette because it's the best one. It's like an orangey kind of palette, but it is glossy, so the shade doesn't really fully incorporate into your skin as what it is. It sort of like melts into your skin, so whatever skin shade you have, that's what it's gonna sort of like adapt to, which is the coolest thing ever. And with the brown liner as well, it gives it like a nice glossy full effect. It is perfect and it lasts long. It lasts so long. Ooh, ciao, the best. there you have it. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Thank you for watching thus far, and I thank you to everybody who has subscribed until now. Please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. From me, Tetelo, it's all love. Until next time.